An animal cell is a eukaryotic cell, which means that it has a nucleus, it has a defined nucleus. Ribosomes are made in the nucleus and then they pass through the nuclear pore to the cytoplasm where they conduct protein synthesis.
That your body needs in order to remain healthy and literally to function. It's actually important to know that fiber cannot be digested by the body. Okay, so you don't exactly absorb fiber into the body, but then it adds bulk, which means mass and volume to the food in your intestines. So this helps the muscle in your intestinal walls to help push food through.
In the nucleus of an atom, there are protons and neutrons. Here is the nucleus, and around the nucleus, there is the electrons orbiting around. So the mass number is 2, but if I add one more neutrons, the mass number will be 3. But if you can see, when I add a neutrons, the identity did not change.
5 of the perfume, which contains approximately 3 to 5% of diluted oil and 90% of alcohol. So yeah, alcohol, which is CHNO, contains a big part in fragrance and perfume industry. That's right, to burn and to get energy. So that's the simplified and that's the correct answer. You nailed it. Good job. Another example of organic compound would be octane.
When there are more than one force. If the forces are into the same direction, we're going to add them together. But if the forces are on the opposite direction, we're going to subtract them together.
Acceleration is referred to an increase in speed, and it happens when there is a resultant on an object in any direction. So in brief, it's a rate of change of velocity.
Weight. So weight is another word for the force of gravity. So just imagine the objects, it always has something to pull it down because of gravity. So the normal force is represented by the appliqued end, and it always acts perpendicular to the object. This is the weight force and this is normal force. So when there's no contact between two surfaces, there's no normal force because the only weight force on the gravity.
Terminal velocity. This happens when the force due to the air resistance is equal to the force due to gravity.
So hello everyone. So let's introduce ourselves first. As already introduced again, I'm studying about Information and Communication Engineering.
And I'm Ken, and I'm studying in Aerospace Engineering.
You're gonna enter the university next year, and your class is gonna be online. You need to find some way to motivate yourself, especially because the subject related to STEM, for example, math, calculus, physics, are very, very difficult. It's a next level compared to a high school, so you need to focus a lot. Because high school, the teacher is not gonna wait for you. You need to keep up with the class by yourself. The professor only taught you some really basic stuff in class, and you have to study everything else by yourself. All the difficult questions and all online resources you can find on the internet. Good example is my coding class, JavaScript last semester. The professor only taught like some very basic line of coding. The homework was a little bit more difficult, but the final exam was just like a whole different level. And in order to pass that, we just need to work out everything by ourselves.
So next is connection between teacher or friend is very important. Teacher can provide you about the information or the update about the competition, the free course which you can improve your skills, and that is very good for your portfolio when you graduate. Next is it is require more practice than you ever think. If you think that SAT is hard for you to study, it is just the beginning level. Studying for university exam is the real deal. So what can you guys do to motivate yourself and prepare? So first of all, never give up. So here's a little story. First, for the first time on my application, I got the course which I'm not interested in. So I decided to reject the course and give it another try by improving my IELTS score. So I decided to gamble by leaving everything from my high school behind and not focus on the test at school and put everything on the IELTS, and it's worth it. Do some research about the career path and find some place to do the internship. Maybe you guys can ask your school if you guys can do the internship.
Right. So the next thing you can do is to try to talk to university students, whether it is someone like us or your senior at school or someone, just to ask them about how they prepare themselves, their experience in university, because of course the different university will give different experience to the students. Also, I'm not sure about this, about like what kind of exams you guys are taking. For example, me and Kim took the SAT to apply for Chulalongkorn University. But if you have a room to improve your score or your portfolio, you need to do it. I took the SAT about 2 to 3 times until I finally got my high score, which is like 800. I thought the first time that it was enough, but then I just feel like, hey, I can do more. I can just get my score even higher, so I just keep going.
Hi everyone, my name's Edward. I'm currently I just finished my first year. I'm about to enter my second year as a chemistry student at the University of Bristol in the UK.
So when did you know you want to study in the STEM field?
Well, not sure really. I think it was in my early secondary year. So it's around Key Stage 3, Year 7, 8 or 9. By that time I already knew that I want to do something in STEM. But I wasn't sure which branch of science, because I was fascinated by biology, chemistry, physics, and it was quite difficult to pick which of those 3 to go into.
What steps have you taken in order to decide?
Yes, well, it was mostly by looking at the course material. Like I looked through the syllabuses, read articles outside of class, asked teachers like what they think of their own field, sort of thing. Watch TED Talks even sometimes. I didn't have a clear strategy. I just explored whatever material was out there and see if I like it or not. It's quite important to look at the syllabus, because your idea of what a subject is might not be actually what it is. What I know is that people who come out with STEM degrees are often valued by different types of employers. They understand that STEM degrees require a lot of dedication and hard work, and I think that me choosing it just keeps the door wider for a longer period of time. Yeah, you have to have the passion, like the drive to motivate yourself. And when I say this, I think this applies to all subjects really. You need to have that motivation to force yourself, not force yourself, but like to inspire you to do the work constantly, because no matter what you're doing at this level, it's gonna require hard work. It's gonna be difficult, and in the end, you're gonna find it really rewarding to have done that.